What's up, everybody? It's the Digital World Podcast. And let me tell you something. Right now, you're going to hear me harp on martial law a lot. And I'm telling you this because I'm starting to see a trend. And it seems like the next phase of this whole lockdown scenario could be taking place next year. If you remember, Kristalina Georgieva from the IMF said that medicine policy will become economic policy in 2021 and 2022, and that it's imperative. I've shown that video multiple times on this channel. And also, I was thinking the other day, I questioned why would they allow such mass protests, right? Because you gotta start questioning when there's a group or masses of people doing one thing, you have to pause and reflect and think about the position you're taking. And whenever you're on the side of the masses, you got to seriously question what's going on, right? Now, given the fact that there have been worldwide protests in large numbers, I was watching a video and this gentleman, his name was Walter Veith, he gave uh, he gave his own opinion, and I found it very interesting. And he said, "Could it be that the powers that be are allowing for this to happen in large numbers, right? And eventually, these protests, which are fine now during the winter months, but could it be that these protests become classified as riots? And when you have riots with large numbers of people, that could be a means to implement martial law and bring in the military to bring about peace and safety. And that should be a cause for serious concern because I can absolutely see where if things get out of hand, I mean, look at what happened last summer with those protests. And look how disastrous that was. You don't think a year later with all this pent-up frustration that it would be even worse than last year? I'm telling you folks, be ready for what's coming in the spring and summer months because I think it's going to be explosive. I think that there's going to be a lot of things occurring where they classify protests as riots. And we got to be ready for that. And then you see here in this article, and that's a long introduction to this article where it says security heightened at major store chains after series of flash mob robberies. And as crime gets worse and worse and worse, and morale is just down the drain, it's just sad. There's every excuse for them to go ahead and implement something that would completely and utterly take away freedoms as we know it. But people don't see it that way. People don't see it that way. And with, medicine policy becoming economic policy, take a look at this.
Here in New York City, we were the epicenter of the COVID crisis. We lost so many people in this neighborhood and neighborhoods all over the city. We didn't have PPE, we didn't have ventilators, we were alone. And then we started to fight back, and vaccines came, and we focused on vaccination. It made all the difference. We're now the safest place in this country, but we gotta go even farther. Omicron's here, winter's coming, we gotta go even farther. Today in New York City, we announced a mandate. All private sector employers must have their employees vaccinated by December 27th. This is what's going to keep us safe. This is the kind of thing we need to do now, not just here, but everywhere, so we can leave COVID behind once and for all.
Folks, be ready. There's nothing else I can say other than be ready for what's coming. Don't let a moment of comfort. Yeah, I know you see the courts, right? Stopping the mandate. But it's just a matter of time. And I think you'll be naive to think that this is going back to normal. The agenda has begun and there's no stopping. It's either tyranny or revolution, right? And so it's one or the either. And you got either or. There's going to be, there's not going to be a soft landing. And so you got to prepare ahead of time because things are going to get worse. And this is not to be negative or, a Debbie Downer. No, 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 no. This is being honest, straight up about what's happening and the agenda that's at hand. And I think it's important to realize that. And I think we should encourage each other and be there as support for one another, especially in times like these. We need to support each other and help each other. And remember, each of us can make a difference one person at a time. And that's all it takes, one person at a time. And we need to be a band. We need to be very, very supportive. And there's nothing else that I can say other than, to show you guys what's happening and kind of be realistic about the expectations. Because we're not living in a fantasy world. Although it may seem like it because we can't believe what's happening. We can't get complacent. Don't get complacent. And I'm going to leave you with this quote. It is a capital mistake to theorize before one has data. Insensibly, one begins to twist facts to suit theories instead of theories to suit facts. And I'll leave you with that. I hope this episode has brought you some value. Like and subscribe. Comment below. Let me know your thoughts. As always, this is the Digital World Podcast, and I'll see you in the next episode.